Alright, real talk. If you're looking for a suburb that's not hyped, but quietly delivering solid rental returns, strong buy activity, and just enough growth potential to keep you interested, you might want to check out Edmonton. Let's break it down. Numbers, vibe, investment potential, no fluff. Hey, I'm Oliver, Value-Add Buyers Agent from Insighto Buyers Agency. We help investors unlock equity and build smart portfolios for design-led strategies and suburb research. Today we're heading about 10k south of Cairns CBD to a spot locals know well, Edmonton. It's not the beach, it's not a resort town, but for investors it's got plenty going on. Think leafy streets, strong schools, strong family-friendly feel. There's Sugar World, water park for the kids, and let's be honest, it's for the adults too. And it's got easy access to the Bruce Highway, so commuting into Cairns is actually a breeze. You've got a mix of locals who've lived here for years, plus newer families moving in up for the lifestyle and affordability. And at the end of the day, that's a perfect combination, pretty much gold for rental demand. We are looking at some beautiful live, eaten up timber pieces by our beautiful friends called termites. It's one of a good way to see how much damage has been done. It's just tapping across. But we do know that there is some termite damage already in this house. Just trying to understand the extent of the damage, risk profile, what damage has been done. First things first, active termites still present in the house, yes or no? If yes, potentially walk away. If no, assess damage and understand cost of rectification. So let's unpack the numbers. Your median house price, 600 to 650, median rent starting from 550 onwards, and that's well above the 4% investor benchmark. Solid returns for a freestanding house, and unlike other northern Queensland suburbs, units barely exist here. And what that means is you're investing in houses and there's very little competition from a dense unit stock driving rents down, which is effectively a massive tick. Let's look at the socioeconomics. We're looking at about 3 out of 10 on the IRSAD score, which basically means people have decent access to jobs, services and education. It's a suburb with economic balance, not super high end, and one that's not struggling either. Your rented to owner occupation ratio is about 32%. That's right on the sweet spot where you've got good solid rental demand, but also stability from homeowners. So what this means, your rental will pretty much not be sitting empty for a long amount of time, and it's not a transit market either. Let's now move into supply market momentum. Here's where Edmonton gets pretty much interesting. Your stock on market, we're looking at about 0.31%, and that's pretty tight to be honest. Inventory is at 1.44 months, equally tight. The days on market, stuff is selling fast. There's not a flood of listings, and what does list will sell quite quickly. And that's a classic seller's market at the moment, which is equally a good news for the early investors coming into Edmonton. Vacancy rate sitting at about 1.96 and dropping. Buyer search index roughly about 3, and that is a good indication. So you've got a healthy rental demand without pressure, not an ultra competitive but stable, and stability is often underrated. So what is making sense here? What is the strategy? This is a house dominated market. Let's stick with a stock that's working, good yield, less competition, and more consistent tenants. So the key here is to get in before it tightens. We personally know that supply is already low. Inventory is disappearing pretty fast. So if you wait too long, you might be competing in a more expensive and tighter market. We're in here for the medium to long-term hold. We are simply not flipping in this particular pocket. You're buying, you're holding, you're collecting rent, and you're really letting capital growth do its thing over time. Now, let's have a quick dive into affordability. 30 years to fully own a home here. And that is a fantastic metric where 35 is the key threshold. So is Edmonton flashy? No. But is it functional? Absolutely. You've got a strong rental yield, you've got a balanced supply and a supply that's dropping pretty fast, and quick sales. That's all pointing to a suburb that's ticking the right boxes quietly in the background. If you're after steady returns, low fuss, family-friendly location, with the upside of being in the thick of the waterfalls, Edmonton's probably the one to watch. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment if you've bought here or if it's on your list to be buying here. And if you found this helpful, hit the like, subscribe, and stay tuned. We've got a lot more Cairns suburb deep dives coming down your way. Catch you on the next one while we go for a dip in the waterfall.